Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. I'm going to do your reading for Tuesday the 9th of October. I want to just say a few things. So firstly I want to say thank you to the people who've subscribed to my channel, and I want to say thank you for your beautiful comments. I honestly have been brought to tears a couple of times by things you've told me, so I want you to know that that really is amazing for me. I am never going to stop saying how humbled I am by this experience. I just think that, there comes a time in your life when you have to realise that you have something amazing to share with people. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you on board. The more the merrier. Please make sure you like the videos and share them too, so we can increase the flow to the channel, because then I know I'm reaching more people. If my readings don't resonate with you, that's fine. I absolutely do not take it personally, so you can move on to the next reader. Amazing readers here on YouTube. We all bring the same messages. They may be slightly different. They might come from a slightly different perspective. They might pick up on a different energy, but we're all here to do the same things. I think that's everything. I'm using the Alan Dugan's Witches Tarot this week. I might have a change next week. I'll see how I go. But I'm still enjoying getting back to these. I think that's everything. All right, let's get cracking. What's going on for you guys today? Okay, there's a message coming in, and it's a message of passion. I love in this card that you see this page sort of yelling it to the world. I really like that, because what that says to me is whoever's bringing in this message is making it quite clear how they feel here. It's, that whole shout it from the rooftops sort of thing. It has very much that feeling. I also like that there's a cat in here too. So somehow or another, this person has actually got... it's like they've tuned into their intuition. So maybe a lot of people out there waiting to hear from someone who's been going through some sort of transformation and has now been able to see a truth here in the cat, because the cat represents the feminine energy and therefore is about intuition. So I feel like some of you are going to get a message from someone who's actually started to realize that perhaps you mean more to them than what they realized before. So they've been able to feel rather than think. I like it a lot. Okay. So the first card we have out is the Eight of Swords. And in the picture, of course, we see the woman blindfolded. She's not really tied up. It looks like she is at first glance, but when you look closer, you can see this bondage is loose. She could easily take this off, unblindfold herself and move forward. I always notice like she's got water behind her, which represents the emotions. But I always notice the one sword in front of her, because it's like she doesn't want to speak a truth here. Or she doesn't want to cut someone out of her life. She is having trouble moving forward in her life because she wants to deliver this truth, but at the moment is blind to the truth. Okay, and then we have the Five of Swords. So sometimes it's really difficult to speak a truth or be honest with someone if you feel there's going to be some sort of repercussion for that. And it's what stops most of us from being truthful. It's really hard to come forward and tell someone, how you're feeling, whether you're angry with them or upset with them over something. And it doesn't matter what realm of life this is, whether it's at work, business, or in your personal life with your family. Sometimes when you're pissed off, it's really hard to come forward and say something because you fear this energy here. And this is the energy of everybody else's thoughts and feelings, like knocking you over and beating you up. And I feel like this is what's going on for someone at the moment. They really want to tell someone how they're feeling, but they're worried about getting into conflict over this. I'm not sure why. Only the cards can tell, but we'll start there. Okay, so here we have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, you know, shows a woman who's extremely comfortable in her own skin. She's financially stable, she's stable in her life, she loves who she is, she's confident, she has great self-esteem, and she's quite happy being single. Now, in some of the cards, it actually shows the woman sort of feeling or looking a little bit lonely, which sort of, in a way, is a bit, you know, sort of indicative of people having, you know, everything they want, but then understanding maybe it's not everything they want, if that makes sense. So what we have here is someone who's been incredibly independent. She's been comfortable in her own skin. I can see where the story's going now. I think for me, at the moment, for a lot of you, perhaps you've been, you know, you're at a time in your life where you feel very wholesome and comfortable with where you are. You know, you're this woman here in this card, whether you're male or female. Now, I think that something has happened to you to change that, and you need to move forward. Oh, excuse me. And I feel like you fear this movement forward. I feel like perhaps you've been on your own for a while and you're feeling like you want to go into a relationship but don't know where to start with someone. Or alternatively, you're feeling very confident, but there are things happening perhaps at work that you aren't happy about, that you need to speak up about. But something's going on for you here, and you're in a really good place to talk about it. And I feel like now, feeling this energy, this Page of Wands here that we saw at the beginning, maybe you offering someone something. So we then have the Knight of Pentacles. So if you've been waiting for something to come from somebody else, it's very possible that it's on its way. This person could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but also they could just be that they have this in their moon, rising, or Venus, because it's quite a dominant trait with this card here. So it's very possible that this person has earth in their chart, but they are on their way to you with an offer. Now, it could be that this is you, but this energy feels like it's someone coming to you. It actually feels like you're ready to make an offer to someone who's going to come to you with an offer. That's what it feels like. Okay, yep. Okay, this is you for sure. Okay. You've been going through a process of understanding who you are, what you want. You have possibly been working on yourself. You have a clear indication of where you want to go in life. You are starting to understand about speaking your truth. It's still a little hard for you because you worry about conflict when you're doing this. And this is about the ego too. It's almost like your ego stands in front of you a little bit when it comes to this. So there's some sort of truth or something you want to say to somebody, whether this could be a work thing, whether this is at home or personal relationships, family or work. There's something you want to say to someone. Now, this message is quite passionate. So whether it's because you're being badly treated and you're becoming very passionate about, you know, looking after yourself here, but you're ready to move forward on this. I mean, you've got your sword raised, you're ready to speak your truth. So you're on your way to deliver this. I feel like for some of you, though, at the same time you're thinking about this, someone else is thinking about exactly the same thing. So it's almost like you're on the same page. It could be that you've both come to a realization that, you know, you want this sort of kit and caboodle, you know, beautiful future ahead of you. And here I go, I'm up to 9 minutes already. Oh, I'm talking way too much. Okay, so you want to have this, you know, happy family, happy life, you know, financial stability. So you're on your way to do some of that. And I feel like it's taken you a little while because you've had to really go into yourself to decide whether this is what you wanted. So you've taken some time either to heal from a past relationship, which is very possible here, or you've been just working on yourself. So maybe, you know, I've noticed with a lot of the readings lately, it's about working on your inner child, working on your emotional responses to things, that sort of stuff. Somebody said to me yesterday, oh, honestly, it's hard to believe whether you're a psychic or a psychologist. And that's because I've done both. So it's very, very easy to understand this from both perspectives. So working on yourself, you've probably gone through quite a lot in your lifetime, and you've sort of come to a point where you've realised that you need to manage things differently, especially if you've been very emotional. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. I love this now because you're turning things around for yourself, and now the universe is getting ready to bring you in something really beautiful, something you deserve. This is about karma returning in a good way. So you're definitely bringing in something for yourself because you've achieved this beautiful balance here. This is really nice. I really like this. I think a lot of you have done good work. Good work. And you know, sometimes people don't understand that they have lessons to learn or they have healing to do. You know, they get quite resistant about that and, you know, and say things like there's nothing wrong with me. Nobody is ever accusing anybody of having anything wrong. But if you don't take the time out to understand how you react to things or, you know, what your part was in a relationship breaking down. Now, I've got to say, you know, I've had a couple of friends who've had relationships break down after huge amounts of time, and they haven't done the wrong thing. They've been, you know, good partners. It's their partners that have done, you know, the wrong thing in cheating or whatever else. And I remember one of them saying to me, it takes two to tango. Now, I don't believe that's the case, but I will stand to be corrected if somebody can give me a good example of why that is. The other person who's done the cheating is obviously insecure, maybe needs to find love somewhere else, maybe doesn't get enough love at home. I don't know. Can't make excuses for people. But what I can say to you is, even if you seriously have done the wrong thing, it's still really good to go back and ask, what lesson did you have to learn in that? And maybe the lesson is you can't control other people's behaviour. You can't stop people from cheating on you. You can't stop people doing the wrong thing. You just hope and love and do what you can to really think that someone's going to do the right thing by you. And if that doesn't happen, it's not your fault. But it's still good to look inside yourself and understand how you're feeling and what your emotions are in that situation, and properly grieving. But anyway, it looks like you've reached a really, really good level because look, here's the karma again. So you have two cards of karma here. Something here you've done right. You've done beautifully well. You've worked through your shit. You're coming forward in a very different way, and you're standing in your truth here. You're balanced, you're equal, you understand equal give and take, and you won't put yourself in bad positions anymore because you understand who you are. Beautiful reading, guys. A little bit deep and meaningful, but they have been this week. They've been very deep readings this week. So I think a lot of people going through this change, this transformation. Oh, there's a new moon. I don't know if that's today. I'll have to have a look. So don't forget to put your intentions out to the new moon if you want to manifest or bring in something that you've been wishing for. Now, the card doesn't want to come out. Come on, Spirit, let me have a card. Beautiful. We have Athena, and it says, it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. I like it. That's perfect for this morning. So understanding that, you know, you've done a lot of work on yourself. You've obviously come to some sort of conclusion here where you need to step forward and stand in your truth, stand up for yourself, name it what you want, tell someone you love them, any of these things, because actually you're in this position now of being very powerful. You've faced your demons. Beautiful reading. Thanks, guys.